In this episode, the original James Bond car, a very rare Lamborghini, and a very expensive McLaren. Welcome to episode 229 of the We Are Auto Show. What's up, Derek?
Mr. Michael Rowell, over the past weekend, we got to watch Le Mans, and we got to go to a car show.
Yeah, what was that, a week and a half ago or something like that? Yeah, we had some exciting stuff going on. And then the Le Mans was amazing, and the car show was actually celebrating the 12-year anniversary of Sarasota Cars and Coffee.
Yes, it was.
So they had some big guns come out, for sure.
They did. But before we talk about the big guns, let's take a look at some other guns that were there. Because there was some cool stuff happening, like this guy painting on the hood of a Lamborghini SUV.
Yeah, legitimately painting on the actual hood.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
That is super cool. And this is what he actually painted, which is impressive.
That's honestly really badass.
That's super cool.
Like, I really like that. I think that's really cool.
I think it came out way better than I thought.
Yeah, even have like the Louis Vuitton with the DME logo printed into it. That's so cool.
Yep. One thing I did notice, all the splotching that is like around the edges, you see like the black and gold splotching, it had like some 3D effect. So if they clear coated over it afterward, it would look super cool.
That'd be sick. Please clear coat that.
Yep. Super cool to see that. There was some other stuff there, like this.
Lots of Lamborghinis. This is the new Lamborghini Huracan Technica right next to Huracan Evo.
Yeah. Plenty of Lambos out there for sure. And
Tons.
This was kind of like off to the side too.
Yeah, and it's actually, I haven't seen that color of the new Technica. And you can also see the new hexagonal exhaust on it.
Yes. I believe it was the first time that I've seen the Technica in person.
You saw one, but on the road. But so not up close and personal like this.
Right. This one does look neat. I do like the front. I like the front better.
I do like the front better.
Yeah. The edginess in the front.
I also like that color, that matte light blue.
Matte light blue. Is
that
good.
works really nice on this car.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it does. More Lambos. This is an STO.
Yeah, this is a really exciting Lambo. This is not just a regular STO, though, because if you look at the wheels, those are carbon fiber barrels.
Yeah. Those are probably really light.
Pretty light, I would imagine, but they are multiple-piece wheels, so I don't think they're quite as light as you might expect.
Okay.
I think they're light, but a lot of it, I think, is also just looks, because it looks cool.
It does look pretty cool.
It looks freaking sweet.
Yeah.
And what's crazy to me is an STO is a very exciting car.
Yes, it is.
There's, 3 or 4 of them alone?
There was a lot.
It's kind of crazy when, there's multiple STOs at Cars and Coffee.
There were certainly that.
Since when did we have multiple STOs at our Cars and Coffee?
You know.
Apparently that's a thing now.
Yep, that's the thing.
Okay.
Then you got stuff like this.
Well.
Which is a thing, a Mclaren Senna out at Cars and Coffee.
And this is the second Senna that we've actually had at Cars and Coffee.
Yeah, it's not the first.
And this is actually kind of crazy because this is such a wild bonker spec. It's orange with this, I call it blue, but you call it purple, carbon fiber. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's not much more to say. It's a McLaren Senna out. We saw a blue one, a light blue.
It was Tiffany blue. Yep.
Yeah, that's what it was. This one was neat.
Yeah, it was definitely drawing a crowd.
Certainly.
The McLaren Senna drawing a crowd. I didn't realize Sennas are like $1 million and up.
Ooh.
That's $1 million cars just sitting right there.
That wasn't the only one. Foreshadowing for later on. But
correct, foreshadowing.
This is pretty neat.
It is a Morgan three-wheeler.
Yeah.
It's a Morgan.
That's kind of cool.
That's what Richard Hammond drove.
It is.
Yeah, it's got what is that, a V-twin in the front?
I think so.
Man, what a thing.
Basically a motorcycle engine on 3 wheels, but you can drive it kind of like a car, but it's also kind of a motorcycle.
What a thing.
Yeah, it's kind of neat.
I feel like it would be probably such a visceral driving experience, especially if you look at how skinny those front tires are.
Yeah.
They're like bicycle tires.
Look, this is funny. Safety.
Yeah, you got to wear that stuff. You got to wear a helmet and eye protection. Yeah.
Wear equipment like you're driving a motorcycle, but you're driving a car thing. Motorcycle
Is this
car.
The cooler version of the slingshot?
Yes. Well, this is the British.
What? No. Yeah, yes, but is this an acceptable thing to have?
It depends.
Because a slingshot isn't what I would. If you're a real car enthusiast, I wouldn't say a slingshot is really an acceptable thing to have. Would this be acceptable for a real car enthusiast?
It depends on what kind of car culture you're in.
Fair.
There is a group where the slingshot is a acceptable car culture thing. This does not fit in that. The Morgan does not fit in that, and vice versa.
Who owns a Morgan three-wheeler?
People in the UK, where it rains everywhere and it's cold and windy and terrible to drive one of these. That's it. I don't know why.
Why are British people obsessed with driving open-topped convertibles when it's raining?
I don't know.
I swear to God. It's like the most popular car in England is like a convertible, like a Miata.
Yeah, I don't know. No, far different cultures, different people drive those two different vehicles. This is a neat one.
It's really cool.
Yeah. A slingshot's cool in its own way, but it's just far different.
It's very different.
Yes.
Oh, this is what my spot of the week was a couple of weeks ago.
This was your spot of the week.
Do you remember what this is?
It was a Toyota Caldina.
GTT.
That's right.
Yeah.
This
First time
cool.
you've seen one.
Yeah, I had never seen one.
What a funky looking thing.
I really like it.
It's neat.
It'd be a practical, fun kind of oddity to drive around town.
It's really neat. It's odd. It's
Yeah.
very odd because it definitely makes people that are kind of in the know do that double take like I did, like a what?
What is that?
Yeah.
That's cool. That is really cool.
Well, let's talk about this.
Okay.
What is this?
This is Subaru BRZ.
It is. What color is it?
With, it's a green. I don't know what
It
green.
looks almost British racing green.
Okay.
That does look like a shade of British racing green on a BRZ.
I don't believe this came factory like this.
Oh, God, no, it did not. No,
No.
that's a wrap or paint with bronze Apex race wheels.
That fits well.
And it's got stickers of the Flying Pegasus as if it's coming from a Porsche.
Mm-hmm.
It's got front canards. It's got hood vents.
Mm-hmm.
It's got sticky rubber. It's got a lot of aero. Do they use this car on track?
I like everything until the sticky rubber. To be honest, it's missing some fog lights, but it could be a track car because it's missing the fog lights, to be honest, and all the other bits. But they could be using this on a track. It also has an exhaust. It's got not the stock wing by any mean.
You know what? I actually think that they use this on track properly.
It could be.
And I think the sticky rubber actually makes sense at that point if you're chasing lap times.
If you're chasing lap times, yes, but I would hope that there's performance done to it. Considering there's a bigger exhaust sticking out the bottom, it's likely been done to it.
I hope so.
Yep. You usually don't upgrade that unless you've done some other bits.
Correct.
But yeah, it works.
Can I say something?
What?
It's my favorite BRZ I've ever seen.
Ooh, really?
No offense to yours.
Oh, I haven't done anything.
It's stock, but
yeah.
that's my favorite BRZ. It's green. Make green great again. I love the wheels, Apex race wheels. The Pegasus, I mean, that's very Porsche, so I like that. I like it.
I do too. I suspect that it is track worthy. I wonder if they took out the fog light out there
For air.
to do some hose. Yeah,
or brake ducting.
some brake ducting.
That could
Be a
be
good
brake
spot for
ducting,
it.
to be honest.
That'd be a good spot for it.
Cool some brakes off.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a good idea.
Neat stuff.
Oh, and then we
Speaking-
have the A10 of cars.
Could you care to explain?
So, okay, for non-aviation enthusiasts, the A10 Warthog is a plane that's just built around a gun, also known as a flying gun.
Yes.
This is a Dodge Viper ACR Extreme, so it has the extra aero.
It's very extreme.
The Dodge Viper is essentially the A10 of cars. It's a car built around an engine.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a driving engine, is all it is.
And it's a big engine at that.
Was it 8.4 liter V10?
Yes. It's
8
massive.
liters of V10.
And it makes a hell of a sound. It goes fast in a straight line.
It's
can corner
amazing. I love the Viper
decently.
ACR with the extra aero bits. Oh, that's wonderful. That
the
livery
extra-
too is amazing.
With the extra aero bits, it does look much more aggressive, and I'm sure it corners relatively well.
I bet you that actually is a menace on track.
I'm sure it is. Yep. That's a neat car.
It is very neat.
Yeah. There she is.
Yeah,
The
I'm a
heart
big
of the
fan
monster.
of that thing. Now, that was actually the engine from the new Z06.
Oh, you're right. That was. You're right.
Which there was multiple Seat Z06s there,
Mm-hmm.
as a matter of fact. But moving on to this. This is the launch spec of the Porsche GT4 RS. So up close and personal in that launch spec, which is Arctic Gray with the blue magnesium wheels.
I think you need this.
I do.
I think this suits you well.
It does, yes.
It's not too crazy.
Actually, pardon me, they aren't magnesium, but they are the blue wheels, yes.
They're not magnesium? Okay, whatever.
The other blue wheels are magnesium. Those ones aren't. But
Okay.
I digress.
The things you would know that other people
Yes.
would not.
It's also, they've opted for the optional Porsche Dynamic Lighting System plus headlights.
The 4 little bits around the center ring.
And that was unavailable due to supply chain issues for most GT4 RS buyers.
So they got it at the end?
Not the first GT4 RS. So, yeah, something like that.
Okay, or more recently, I should say.
But, man, cool car in person.
Super cool car. I was a fan.
Look at those blue wheels.
Yep, the blue wheels really work on that car.
Hey, with that gray, the blue and gray works really well.
Blue, gray, and black. It does look a lot better than I thought it would.
Yeah, no, that's a good combo.
Yep.
That's a really good combo.
All
right.
Let's talk about some car spots of the week, because this one's mine.
Okay.
And what might this be, my friend?
This is a Blue Nova Lamborghini Murcielago, but there's something extra special about this car.
Yes.
What is it?
And I believe the next picture shows it.
What is that?
That's a gated shifter.
Oh, baby, let's go.
In a Lamborghini Murcielago.
Yes, so you've got a gated manual with a giant V12 sitting behind you.
Yes, a 6.5 liter V12.
Yes.
At that, which is an absolute monster,
Yes.
making 640 horsepower at 8,000 RPM.
Well, yes.
Could you imagine 8,000 RPM in that
I
car?
can imagine listening to it. It would be amazing.
Ooh. It'll make 486 pound-feet of torque at 6,000 RPM. So a little lower, but that's to be expected.
I love it.
The curb weight on this puppy, 3,671 pounds.
It's not very light, but it's got a lot of engine. So
It doesn't matter. You don't buy this car to go fast anyway.
No.
It goes relatively quick, though, because 0 to 60, depending on the transmission you have and how fast you are at shifting it, will be between 3.5 seconds and 4 seconds. But, again, it's plenty fast. It doesn't matter.
But why do you buy a gated manual Murcielago?
To have fun.
Yes.
To enjoy life.
Yeah, honestly. I mean, who cares if you're the fastest on track? You're not. You are you're driving a gated manual V12 Lamborghini.
Mm-hmm.
Does it get much better than that?
No, and I don't believe that they made a lot of these in general.
No. So when we were walking by, I said, oh, cool, Lamborghini Murcielago. You don't usually see them. And then I wandered up to the window, and my jaw hit the floor when I saw that shifter. And I went, oh, shit. That's gated manual.
That's rare.
Gated manual Lamborghini Murcielagos, they only made, I don't know the exact number, but it was between like 18 to 26 total ever.
Ooh, okay. It's that rare?
Yeah. And that's the only one in that blue. That's called Blue Nova. So that is technically a true one of one.
Yeah, okay. And that's not a billion Porsche trim options to be a one of one. That's
literally just paint and a transmission.
Paint and a transmission. Yep. Wow.
That
super cool.
is a wild thing to see in person. I didn't think I've seen one of those in person. I think they're going for, I don't know, $300,000 to $500,000 for a proper gated manual with low miles.
So a bunch of STOs, Senna.
There was some Aventadors, Aventador S, SVJ, exciting stuff.
Murcielago.
But a gated manual Murcielago.
This car show has everything.
It
does.
Then
it really has everything.
And then it goes to my spot of the week, which,
yeah.
Yes, I saw this at Cars and Coffee. But more importantly, I saw it later in the day while I was actually driving on the road. So then it was much more of an event to see it.
Yes.
What we're looking at here is an Aston Martin DB5.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
This is the James Bond car.
The original James Bond car. Yep. The DB5 starred in the movie Goldfinger. Back in 1964 or so. So what's funny is when we first got there, everyone was crowded around the Senna.
Yeah.
The Senna was, look at my big doors and my carbon and my orange and all this. And there was like a handful, 5-6 people around the DB5. So I saw the Senna, I went, oh, that's really cool. And then I looked down and went, what? That's a DB5. Are you kidding me?
Everyone that was over the age of 30 was down by the DB5.
Oh, yeah, the wiping drool off of the fender.
But everyone under the age of 30 was next to the Senna.
I've never seen a DB5 up close and personal like that.
No.
And particularly not in this condition, which was
mint.
immaculate.
It was perfect. I couldn't
Immaculate.
find anything wrong with it.
No, zero.
Nothing.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
It is the most gorgeous car that was there.
Yep.
Oh my God. I didn't realize the DB5 came with an inline six. I mean, a pretty big inline six, but it only made 282 horsepower. Now, granted, this is from 63 to 65. That's a lot for the 60s.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
the 60s, that's quite a bit.
Over 200 horsepower? That's
Yeah.
solid for the 60s.
282 horsepower
Almost 300. That's a
with
lot.
287 pound-feet of torque.
That's a lot.
For 1963, 4 and 5, that's a
crazy.
ton.
Yeah.
It weighed about 3,200 pounds. You got a 5-speed manual, rear-wheel drive, and those are proper spokes in the wheel. Those mesh spokes.
Yes, they are.
That is the actual wheel. That's not just like a hubcap.
I didn't know until pretty recently that the wheel nut on there was like pounded on by a hammer. That's how they. And if you look, you can see the markings of where they hit it with the mallet to tighten it on.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So neat stuff
What a
from
cool
old cars
thing.
like this.
I did do a quick Google on values of the DB5.
Oh boy.
So, for reference, the McLaren Senna, it's about $1 million.
Okay.
So it's $1 million car. The DB5, depending on condition, is between a little over $500,000 up to like $1.2 million.
Wow.
And I would say that's about perfect condition.
That's perfect condition.
I mean,
that's $1 million car
that's $1 million car. So Cars and Coffee had $2 million cars.
in the same row. And then the Lamborghini Murcielago, I believe, is like a half.
Yeah, the gated Murcielago.
250 to $500,000, somewhere in there.
You had multiple STOs, which are $450,000.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, what?
There's money out here.
Holy cow. I can't believe you saw an Aston DB5 in that condition and then driving on the road.
Yeah.
Not to mention the McLaren MC20 that was there. Not to mention the countless Porsches and Corvettes.
458s everywhere. Like,
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
pretty wild.
Oh, there's like 3 Pistas.
Yeah.
What do we do? What? Where do
I
you
don't
go from here?
I don't know.
Oh my God. It's amazing.
Neat stuff.
Very. So, really good and happy birthday anniversary to Sarasota Cars and Coffee. Glad to come out, and thanks for bringing everything out.
Yeah.
So, let's move on to the I wish they would have then, shall we?
Sure.
What do you wish they would have?
I wish that the heads-up display or the windshield in cars could, in real time, translate things for you.
Ooh.
So, for example,
Meaning, like, if you're on vacation in a foreign country?
you're driving your car in a country that you didn't understand the language of the signs, it could, in real time, translate them to whatever you can speak or read.
It's a good idea.
It would be difficult to implement, but it's
It
not
would be.
impossible.
Yeah, it would take some work, but yeah.
It's not impossible. Figured it would be more of a, I don't know if it'd be a windshield thing or a you're wearing something on your head, a heads-up display type thing. It should be doable. And I think it'd be something that'd be pretty useful for a lot of people. Translate on the fly.
It would be pretty useful for those world travelers.
Yes.
Interesting.
So what do you got?
I have one that's kind of silly, but I wish, and we talked about this a long time ago, that, you know how when we were talking about, we wish that, like, you could see the brake pressure being applied in the car in front of you?
Right.
I also wish you could see their speed.
Ooh.
So, like, I don't know, in their third brake light or something, that it lit up at 47 miles per hour. So you know, if you need to maintain a following distance and not need to use cruise control for some reason, like in the rain or something like that.
Why couldn't your car use radar, LiDAR? You know how they can gauge the car in front of you and
True.
keep the
I didn't
speed?
think of it that way. That would make sense.
Yeah. In theory, your car could compute their speed, right?
It could.
Yeah.
That's a good idea, too.
Yeah. I don't.
But I wish you could see a readout of what the car in front of you was doing speed-wise.
Yeah. I think that the easiest way to do that would definitely be take
Like
your current
radar.
speed, figure out the difference in your speeds, compute that, and like done. Easy peasy.
That makes sense. Yeah, I mean, it honestly it could populate on dash or in a HUD, something
Yeah.
on heads-up display, something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Then, especially for folks that don't use cruise control, you can kind of help monitor your following distance and things like that.
Right. I guess that with the smart cruise thing, that kind of takes care of it for you. But
Kind of.
how many people do you know actually use cruise control?
Apart from you and I?
Yes.
About 3.
Seriously. It's
Why
so bad.
don't you use cruise control? Jesus Christ.
I don't know.
It's such a convenient thing.
It's nice.
And it's really funny to watch people that don't know how to control their speed. So y'all be putzing out on the highway at 75 and be in the right lane, car beside you. You're just holding cruise and up and back and up and back and up and back. And you just look over and you're like, bruh, really?
Every time the hill comes by, you know they're going to slow way down. And once they get to the top of it, they're going to speed up past you. Yep.
So yeah, that's my wish it would have.
I like it.
You got anything else for episode, 229? Man,
I think so.
229. You got anything else?
Nope.
Cool. Thanks so much. Then appreciate you all watching and listening. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel. We'd love to have you. Leave a thumbs up on the video and drop a comment. Let us know. If you were at Cars and Coffee, what was your favorite car there? Was it the DB5 or are you just crazy? If you're listening on audio only, send us those thoughts via social. Facebook is We Are Auto. Instagram is We Are Auto _. YouTube is We Are Auto. And our website is weareauto.io. So thanks again. Catch you guys in the next one.
Peace.